This tutorial video is about how to use SAGE and the requirements for North Carolina teaching licensure. I will walk you through the different tabs in SAGE so you can become more familiar with this information database. The first time you log in to SAGE, you will notice some of your student demographic information is already populated in the database. You will need to read and agree to the dispositions form before you continue logging into the database. You will also need to indicate whether or not you have been previously employed by a school system and in what capacity. After the initial login screens, you will see tabs going across the top of your dashboard. The first tab we are going to look at is the Student Summary tab. This information is pulled from SIS, the Student Information System. This is a university database and is updated nightly. You are not able to change the information in the database. The next tab we will explore is the Core tab. You will notice required courses appear in this tab. Once you have completed a course, your grade for that course will display here under the corresponding course. Now we will walk through the Placement tab. You will need to register for a school-based field placement when you register for courses. You will do so under this tab by clicking Add under List of Placement Experiences. From there, you will need to enter information regarding your placement request and location preferences. It is important for you to indicate any special needs or special requests, including but not limited to transportation limitations, health, and so forth. You will also indicate your educational history in this tab. Then you will come to a section titled Background Questions. Keep in mind, these background questions do not serve as the background check you need to complete before going into any field placement. The final section is where your placement assignment will appear once you have been placed at a school and with a specific teacher. We are taking a break from SAGE for just a moment. At any time, if you have questions about the program, you can access the Professional Education Handbook online. In order to do so, you will need to use the Go link, ced.ncsu.edu. From there, you will hover over Academics and click on Professional Education. This link will take you to a page of professional education resources. In order to access the handbook, you will click Professional Education Handbook at the top of the left sidebar. This link will take you to a live Google document of the Professional Education Handbook. This handbook is updated annually or as needed. Another place to access answers to questions is on the SAGE site. You may click Online Help and it will take you to a live Google document with many links and screenshots to help with a variety of questions about field experience, student teaching, EdTPA, and so forth. You will need to complete a background check through US Info Group for any school-based field placement. This serves as a criminal background check and it differs from any other background check you have completed in the past. Other background checks do not serve the same purpose as a background check for field placements. To access instructions on completing the background check for field placements, please visit the Professional Education Handbook and look under the appendices for Instructions for Completing a Background Check. You will find this page when you access the instructions. These instructions will take you through the step-by-step process for completing your criminal background check. Once you access the link for the criminal background check, you will need to select Student Access to continue with the application. You will need to log in using the school login ID and school password provided on the instructions for completing a background check link. Then continue with the application process. Now we will explore additional tabs in Sage. The tab we will explore now is Professional Development. Under this tab, you will find a list of professional development courses you have enrolled in, completed, or not completed. Prior to graduation, you will need 2 professional growth units, also known as PGUs for licensure. Please note the 2 buttons at the bottom of the screen, Add and Export Completed Registrations. The Add button allows you to search for PGUs that seem interesting or pertinent to your study. The Export button allows you to view your completed PGUs in a PDF format and print as needed. When you select the Add button, you will see this screen, which allows you to select the year and semester of the PGUs offered. PGUs change weekly as new PGUs are constantly added and updated. This screen allows you to see how much credit each PGU is worth. For example, some PGUs are worth half a credit, or 0.5, whereas other PGUs are worth 1 credit. A course description of PGUs also appears to inform participants of the intended audience, any restrictions, and a synopsis of the PGU. Once you register for a PGU and complete it, the credit will show up under your Professional Development tab. The EdTPA, or Educative Teacher Performance Assessment tab, is one you will hear more about throughout your program. This tab serves as a host where you will upload all necessary components or tasks for EdTPA. Upon completion and grading of your EdTPA, this tab will allow you to view your scores at the bottom of the screen. Under the Licensure tab, you will find Final Licensure Recommendations. Each of these items, for example, overall GPA, must indicate MET for licensure approval. The same applies for core courses, professional dispositions, and program requirements. These must indicate MET for licensure approval. Under licensure requirements, you will see the name Certificate of Capacity. This is completed during your student teaching semester. This is an example of the Certificate of Capacity. You can find this document by accessing the Professional Education Handbook. The document is broken down into different standards and descriptors. At the completion of student teaching, each area must indicate MET in order for you to obtain your North Carolina teaching licensure. The Scores tab lists any exams and test scores you take for licensure. Some test codes are used for elementary licensures, whereas others apply to secondary licensures. The Transcript tab may be empty, as you may not have a GPA until after semester 1. Otherwise, your transcript should appear in this tab. In the Program tab, you will find your core courses, as well as courses that are specific to your major. Elective courses appear here and can be changed out at any point, but you must talk to your advisor about any program changes. The Disposition tab is where you will find any comments from professors as well as cooperating teachers concerning your professionalism in the program. You can access this tab at any time. When a dispositional comment is posted about you, this tab is completely transparent and you can view the comments. The final tab in Sage is Demographics. All information found here is pulled from the Student Information System. The information found here cannot be changed by you. Remember, if you have any questions throughout your program or when using Sage, you can reach out to your advisor, the online help provided on Sage, or the Professional Education Handbook.